Okay. All right. So, do you have the menu or anything printed out, or just or
No, I don't.
okay? Okay. All right. So, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I'll go through. I have everything printed out, and I'll tell you the order we're going to do everything today.
Oh, great.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with making our yogurt parfaits for breakfast, and you can either do one for tomorrow, or you can prep a couple if you'd like, whatever you decide. So we're gonna
Okay.
start with that, and then if you want to preheat your oven, if you want to bake anything like the salmon or the chicken, then you can turn that on. I'm actually just gonna be prepping everything,
Okay.
so I'm not going to be, I'm going to cook it later, but just not cook it now.
Well, I actually have not thawed that stuff out all the
Oh,
way yet, so
okay.
that's fine with me.
Okay. Great. All right. So right now we're going to get out your Greek yogurt and your almond butter or peanut butter,
Got it.
your blueberries, and your stevia drops if you want to do stevia drops.
Okay.
Those are optional.
All right.
So what I do is I kind of just put the berries in the bottom of the, like I'll put like mason jars, and this is how I'll store them in the fridge, just like in something like
So
this.
you're doing it individually.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do it individually. Yeah. So I put just the berries, whatever berries. Like I didn't have real blueberries. So I've used I mean not real. I didn't have just blueberries. I had like a frozen berry mix, and I put that at the bottom of the mason jar, and then I'm just gonna add all the ingredients on top
Oh,
of that. So I'll add the yogurt, and then I'll add the stevia, and then the almond butter, and this is my favorite, stevia. And then you can either stir it, or you can just kind of leave it be and stir it in the morning or whenever you eat it.
okay.
How many are you gonna prep?
I'm just doing two.
Okay. And then if you want to add granola or nuts or anything, which if you're using like a 0% yogurt,
Uh-huh.
I would absolutely add some chopped nuts to it right before you eat it. Don't put the nuts in; they'll get all soggy.
Right.
Yeah. So, but definitely, depending on what kind of yogurt you're using, make sure you get enough fat in there.
Well, I just discovered this week that
Uh-huh.
my yogurt I've been buying is zero fat, so it therefore has sugar in it.
Lots of sugar. Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch
Okay.
as soon as I use it up.
Yeah, this one, I don't know which one. Yeah, this is a good one. This is from Whole Foods. Is 365 organic Greek yogurt, 3.5% milk fat. So that one's a good one. It's only got 5 grams of sugar. So all of the yogurts are going to have a little bit of sugar, but as
Okay.
long as you can stay under like 8 grams, that would be a good kind of target. But you're probably not going to find anything with anything less than that.
Okay, that's good to know. So if I'm using non-fat yogurt, I would use the almond butter plus some nuts.
Yeah, I would add just for a little crunch. Yeah, or you can just use extra almond butter or whatever. But yeah,
Okay.
just make sure you have a good amount of, because I mean you want it to be a hearty breakfast. Um,
Right.
because a cup of Greek yogurt is like 150 calories, and then you probably got another 100 calories per tablespoon of almond butter. So that's 250, and then probably 50 calories for your berries or whatnot. So that's about a 300 calorie breakfast. So maybe add a little bit extra almond butter or nuts or something like that, just so you can, you know, have a substantial breakfast. And you want your breakfast to fill you up and keep you satiated through lunch, right?
Right.
So we're not snacking. After we get our breakfast going, then I want you to, and just tell me if you need me to slow down, but we're going to start prepping the salmon dinner. And what are you making for your Sunday dinner tonight?
Steak and roasted vegetables and green salad.
Okay. So I'm going to start getting all the stuff out for the salmon sheet pan. And we are going to be eating this tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and prep it and show you what I'm doing.
Okay.
And do you have this salmon, or are you going to be doing this later?
I have it, but I don't think it's thawed yet.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, it is thawed.
Oh, it is? Okay. Are you going to eat it in the next day or so?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then you can go ahead, if you wanted to prep at least the marinade, maybe just leave it in the packaging, and you can just prep the sauce that actually goes on top of the salmon. That might be the best thing to do.
Okay.
Because the sauce that we're going to be making, that's going to go on top of the salmon, has lemon juice in it, and
yeah.
We don't want the lemon juice to sit on top of the salmon and cook it if you're not going to cook it today, because it's just going to just ruin the fish. The acidity in the lemon is going to ruin the fish. So I'll show you.
Wait, hold on a minute. Do I want to put the salmon out if I'm not having it today?
No, I would just leave it in the packaging, and let's just make the sauce, and and that way you'll have, so tomorrow, whenever you're going to make this, you'll just throw the salmon on a sheet pan like this, and put the tomatoes around it.
Right, okay.
Already have the sauce pre-made, okay?
Okay, tell me what to do.
All right, so get a little container out, like something like this or something like this. Yep, perfect. Okay, and then we're going to need fresh dill. We're going to need honey, minced garlic, salt, and pepper.
Okay, I have not minced my garlic yet.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to pull this down so you can kind of see
all right.
Doing. So I'm going to go ahead and salt the salmon. So tomorrow when you go to cook this, I would go ahead and put a little bit of salt and fresh pepper on it. And then just put the tomatoes around the salmon. This also calls for zucchini and squash, but I'm going to do these separately and not put these on the sheet pan. We're going to be sauteing those.
Oh, okay.
Way. But we're going to go ahead and prep them, so we'll slice them, but we're not going to be cooking them, all right?
Okay.
So you need 3 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons-ish of honey, and it says 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, which is probably about the juice of 1 lemon. Maybe.
Got it.
And 1/4 of a cup of fresh chopped dill, and then salt and pepper to taste.
All right. So I've got the lemon juice,
Okay.
the dill.
Okay.
Did you say honey?
Honey, yep. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of honey. And then you're just going to mix it all up together. And I've already got mine mixed and combined. And then you're just going to spread it on the fish. And just use the back of your spoon to kind of evenly coat that mixture all over.
What have you got in there besides the fresh dill that's green?
It's just the dill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about 1/4 of a cup, so it's a lot.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And then after you get the mixture all over the salmon, and I thinly sliced 1 whole lemon, and then you're just gonna cover the salmon with the lemon.
Nice.
And it's going to be beautiful. And if you didn't want to, so just in case that you guys just want to do everything on one sheet pan, you can cut the squash and the zucchini. If you wanted to do it this way, slice it here and just toss it around and cook everything together like this. But another option is to just keep them sliced and then slice an onion and have a sliced onion and all the zucchini and squash and just saute them like in a wok or on the stove or something like that. So lots of options. It doesn't matter which way you cook the squash or the zucchini. You know, whatever you feel like is easier for you. Or I kind of like how they crisp up and the onion caramelizes when I do it in the wok. So I prefer to do it that way, but roasting them with the salmon is perfectly fine too.
Okay, which kind of onion slices are you using? The sweet onion?
A yellow.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yellow.
All right.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and slice that onion as well, and it'll stay for about 3 or 4 days in the fridge in good condition before it starts to go bad.
All right. And do you do the onion in the wok as well?
Yeah, so I throw it all together, the onion. I actually will keep the onion separate when I store it. If you're not going to cook this tonight, put the squash in a container together and the onion in a container together and by itself. But when you cook it, throw it all together in the dish at the same time.
Got it.
And you're just going to coat all the veggies with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper, and they'll just cook together. Actually going to throw some on here. And same thing with the veggies on. If you're going to do the veggies on the tray, you're just going to put a little olive oil or avocado oil or some type of oil, salt, and pepper the veggies separately so they cook evenly and they don't burn. Okay, so I'm gonna find it. Yeah.
I don't see your onion slices on there.
Oh,
Because
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay.
But I've just cut up all my veggies, and I'm just gonna put them in here in a container and get those out of the way. Yeah, usually I have a lot of stuff prepped already and cut up, but I did not do that today. Yeah, just make sure whatever you're storing that onion in is airtight.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. It's just, I love this combination. It's such a like southern side dish. Squash and onions. Yeah, and so I'll just slice the onion and then I'll cut it in half and place it right here. over here with those guys and cook those later. That is so pretty.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right, so done. Dinner number 1 finished. We got our breakfast done, and now, where are you? What are you doing right now? Do I need to pause?
I'm getting my onions put into the storage bag for
Okay.
later. If
Perfect.
it just pulled up, I got a little bit more to do.
Okay, yeah. No rush at all.
I'm really glad I had most of this prepped ahead of time. Okay.
Okay, I definitely can slow down, and it's nice that you're the only one live today, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so at least I get the gist of how it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm not slowing people down.
The next thing we're going to be doing is working on our Mediterranean steak bowls, but this one's just really easy. We're just going to kind of cut up the all the ingredients and store those, so we don't have a lot of we don't have too much to prep. Just kind of chop the romaine lettuce and the cucumber and get the salad prepped and add the olives and everything else that you want to add on there. The red onion. How's it going? You need me to slow down?
You're just doing the lettuce right now, right?
Okay, yeah, just the lettuce. Yeah, so if you, I mean, and 2, you can just leave your steak in or you're having steak tonight, is that right?
That's right. So I'll probably have the flank steak late, much later on in the week.
Okay. Yeah, so I would just leave that in the, okay. All right, so, all right, so I'm gonna chop all of the romaine lettuce, and you're gonna store it in a container and build whatever you wanna put in your salad for the salad later on too. Definitely not gonna add any dressing since you're not gonna have this right away.
Right.
But we will make the dressing. We'll just keep it obviously on the side. All right, so go ahead and chop up all of your romaine, and I have like a big storage container like this, which is very nice. And then you'll need your red onion. I'm actually going to do marinated red onions. So you can slice yours, or we can marinate them together if you have any vinegar. Do you have
I do.
Do you like marinated onions?
Oh yeah, but I have a question. I've got my red onion all sliced. So
Yeah,
can
that's perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I still marinate it?
Yeah, let's marinate it.
Okay.
So just, yeah, put it in you'll probably need it in a glass or a Tupperware container. And I'll tell you what you'll need. Some type of vinegar. You can use red wine vinegar, or you could use apple cider vinegar if you wanted to, whatever you have on hand. What do you have on hand?
I have apple cider vinegar.
Okay, let's use that. And then get out do you have any dried oregano?
I do.
Okay, so we'll use that as well. And then we just need some olive oil and salt and pepper. So I just kind of sliced them all up pretty thin and then just broke it apart so all the little rings are separate. Woo, strong. Okay. And then get out the vinegar of choice. So you need about a half a cup of olive oil, which I'm just gonna kind of eyeball, and you're gonna dump that in the whatever storage container you're using for your onions. And then it says a tablespoon of red wine or vinegar, whatever vinegar. I actually use about 2 tablespoons. I like it pretty vinegary.
Okay.
And fresh, just put a little bit of pinch of salt and some cracked pepper, and about a tablespoon of dried oregano. And then these are going to stay on the counter, not go in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay. You said about a tablespoon of oregano?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you want these to marinate for about 12 hours before you use them. Make sure they're really good. And then you're just gonna stir it around, mix it around. Make sure all the onions are coated. Add a little bit more. And then those are gonna be so good on top of that salad with the steak. But if you are not a fan of marinated onions and you just want to cut them up and leave them plain, that's fine too.
Oh, I'm definitely a fan of the marinated.
Yeah. All right, now we're going to cut up your cucumbers, and if you wanted to, you have the option to go ahead and throw the cucumbers on here, or you can slice them up and put them in its own storage container, whatever you feel like doing. Or you can leave it whole and do it later. So, but the salad, I'll go through the ingredients on the salad.
Okay.
It's the flank steak is going to go on top. Some type of cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes. The onion that we just did, romaine lettuce, 1 large cucumber, pitted olives. It doesn't matter what type of olives. Hummus, your choice of hummus. Obviously, we'll leave that in the container. Crumbled feta cheese, and that's it. And or honestly, anything else that you have, you could put on there too. Okay. In the fridge. But we'll so you can kind of, if you want to cut up your cucumber now, you can do that. And any of those other ingredients, you can add them in later, or you can do it now. I'm just gonna leave my romaine lettuce in here, and I'm gonna cover it up with a paper towel so it'll absorb a lot of the moisture that's already in here. And I'm gonna do everything separately tomorrow, like when we have this, because we're gonna have the salmon tonight. So I'm just going to leave everything over here. But we are going to make the dressing that goes with this. And it is so delicious. All right, where are you now, Amy?
I'm just making sure I have all my ingredients together.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to chop them all up today.
Okay.
My steak, my onions, perfect, my lettuce, my cucumber,
olives, hummus.
Oh, olives, hummus, yeah.
Feta cheese.
Yep. Okay. I'm just going to mix that all up. Oh, which is for the dressing?
We're about to make it right now. We're gonna need yogurt, olive oil, juice of half of a lemon,
Uh-huh.
one garlic clove, finely minced, and then we're going to need dried oregano, dried or fresh dill, salt, and mint, fresh chopped mint.
Okay.
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm fine. Yeah, so when I left Claros, I used to live in
What time is dinner tonight? Your big Sunday dinner?
Well, kind of depends on when everybody gets here. It's
Okay.
usually around 7.
Okay.
So I'm putting all of this in a bowl, I assume.
Yep. You can put it in a bowl, or you can put it like in a blender cup and blend it if you want. It doesn't have to be blended. You could use it just or you could put it in a mason jar. Whatever. You can stir this, or you can blend it up. Either way.
Okay.
I am going to blend it. So, cup of plain yogurt. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball a cup.
Yes.
And then the juice of just half of a lemon. I'm gonna point this down so you can see what I'm doing. All right, 1 tablespoon of olive oil or avocado oil is going to go in here. And then garlic, just 1 garlic clove, it says. Oregano. Fresh dill. We'll do about a tablespoon of fresh, or like a half a tablespoon of fresh dill.
Okay.
If you really like dill, I would do a tablespoon.
Did you say about a tablespoon of dill?
Yeah, if you're going to use fresh dill, I would use about a tablespoon. If you're going to use dried dill, I would use about a half a teaspoon.
Okay.
Then a little bit of salt and your fresh mint.
Yes.
Yeah, I have like a little small blender, and I use a lot of this for my sauces and dressings, and I'll just keep it stored in here.
Good idea. I would pull mine out, but I don't want to hold things up.
Oh,
I think I'll probably use my immersion blender.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, so far I've got my yogurt, my lemon juice.
Did you get your avocado oil or olive oil?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And then half of a lemon?
Yes.
Okay, and then 1 garlic clove?
Got it.
half a teaspoon of dried oregano,
Oh.
your fresh or dried dill and salt, and 2 teaspoons of freshly chopped mint.
Okay, how much oregano did you say?
Just about a half a teaspoon,
All right.
and then that's it. That's going to be your dressing for your steak bowls.
Okay, you're getting out sweet potatoes next?
Yep. So now we're going to move on to our sheet pan chicken with sweet potatoes. So we're going to go ahead and I would just leave the chicken in the refrigerator or the freezer. And then we're going to cube our sweet potatoes and then just go ahead and put those in a container to store them. So it doesn't matter how big you're going to be cutting your sweet potatoes. Just try to keep them around the same size. So I usually like to kind of make them, about size like this size, just kind of
Okay.
small. So they'll cook in about 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes, probably like 20 minutes. So I'm going to just dice or slice the whole sweet potato. This one's pretty thin. And then I'll stack them and just kind of cut them in quarters or whatnot. But you could also like cook them as medallions too, if you wanted to, and bake them just like this. So it doesn't.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I like your purple sweet potato.
Yeah, I love these. I don't find these often, but I like these because a lot more nutrients in this than the other ones, or just a different type. So I like to kind of switch it up a little bit. Did you get the plain orange?
Yes, that's all I could find.
Yeah, they had these at Whole Foods today, so I've grabbed them up. Okay, so I'm going to cut these up and then put them here in a bag. Another option too is if you're going to cook these and it's going to be a couple days, you can fill this bag with ice cold water and it'll keep these fresh for longer, okay?
Oh, okay.
So depending on how long you are going to be letting these sit, I think I'm going to go ahead and put mine in water. The only thing you want to make sure is that when you take them out and before you bake them, that you like lie them out on a paper towel and let them dry all the way before you bake them.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in here, and then you just store them in the refrigerator. Okay, and then if you wanted to, you can go ahead and slice your red onion. If you had another red onion, and slice that. That's going to be part of this recipe as well. And then we'll make the sauce for it's like a green sauce, but yogurt based also, and that's going to go over this whole dish.
Okay.
And I serve this over green, so I put like the chicken over either spinach or arugula, and put the sauce over the spinach or the greens, and then sweet potatoes are on the side. But or if you had like any leftover romaine from that salad, you could use that salad as well, and go from there. Or any leftover vegetables if you want to add to this. Okay, so we are going to. All right, are you cutting up the onion?
I'm gonna have to. No, I have not cut up the onion.
Okay. We're going to go now and to make the green sauce, and I'll go through and tell you what all is going to be in there. This is another one you do not need to blend. You can just kind of mix everything up into like a little container just like this. It doesn't need to be blended. We are going to need a cup of yogurt, a bunch of cilantro, and it's about a cup of cilantro, and the stems are perfectly okay to be used if you just like have them finely chopped. 2 to 3 slices of a jalapeno if you like some heat, and if you like those, you're going to add those in there. Salt and just like a pinch of kosher salt is fine. A tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a teaspoon of coriander. It's going to go in this. And you're just going to make the sauce and put it into the fridge right beside your sweet potatoes and your chicken, so you have it all together and ready to go.
A teaspoon of coriander, you said?
Yes, 1 teaspoon of coriander. It's a cup of yogurt, 1 bunch, which is about a cup of finely packed or real good, firmly packed cilantro. 2 to 3 slices of finely sliced and chopped and diced jalapeno. Pinch of salt, teaspoon of coriander, tablespoon of lemon juice, and tablespoon of olive oil, and that is all that goes into that sauce. And as you read the directions, you'll notice that you're going to bake you're going to put a half of the sauce on the sweet potatoes before you bake them, and then half of the sauce on the chicken. It's really, really, really delicious. Just make sure you kind of, depending on if you're using thighs or breast, just use a meat thermometer and make sure that, you cook it all the way through. So I don't know, I hate to give a time about like it's going to take 20 minutes. It might take longer.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
It's really good. How does the sauce smell good? Is it smelling good to you?
Oh yeah, all that coriander in it.
I know. Anything with cilantro, I'm just like.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, cilantro.
Love it so much. I
All
love
right.
the color of your cabinets. That's so pretty.
Oh, oh, thank you. I got to ditch those curtains though.
Oh yeah.
I loved them, 15 years ago, but now I'm pretty sick of them. All right. Got that.
Okay. So, okay, now after we've got all that going on, I think we've got everything done except the taco dish, which I'm gonna leave my meat in the freezer because it's gonna be the last thing that we have this week.
Okay.
So I'm not even gonna pull out the turkey. I'm going to just make the seasoning. That it'll just kind of speed up the whole process later on in the week.
I think I'll plan on having mine tomorrow since we're having red meat tonight.
Okay, perfect. All right, so get out a little container that you could store the seasonings in, or actually I'm going to use this one. And I'll go through and call out everything we need. So we need chili powder. We need cumin, paprika, coriander, cayenne pepper is optional, and salt.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do a tablespoon of chili powder. It teaspoons of cumin, but I will probably put more because I really like it. And I'll just eyeball it here. 3/4 of a teaspoon of paprika. A 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. And then a pinch of salt. Okay, and then that's it for the seasoning. So now we're gonna cut up an onion. We're gonna dice up an onion because a diced onion will go into. That's what you'll start this whole dish with. Is you'll cut up an onion. You'll saute that in a little bit of olive oil, and then you'll add the seasoning to the onion, and then you're gonna add the turkey to that whole deal, and then add a bunch of other stuff into the pan. It takes like, I don't know, 5 minutes to cook the whole dish. It's so easy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut my onion so I can store it for tomorrow or whenever I eat this. It'll just save a little bit of extra time.
Are we slicing or chopping?
Dice, yeah, so chop it. And I usually do these I kind of finely chop these guys. Just because I mean, it's a personal preference. I just don't want to have a massive bite of an onion in my taco.
Right.
So how was your weekend?
Oh, it was really nice.
What'd you guys do?
I think we do. Well, we had friends over, let's see, Friday night.
Uh-huh.
And yesterday, I think we just kind of hung out.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
My daughter had a lacrosse tournament, and Louie had a sleepover. Lundy had a sleepover. I had a dinner with some of the moms from the bus stop.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. They took me out for my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks. Oh, it was like a couple weeks ago. But
Yes.
thank you. I feel like I've been celebrating all month. Okay. And this recipe calls for tomato sauce and brown sugar in the tacos. I always leave those things out. If you have it, I don't even think I included it in the grocery list, but if you had it and want to add it, you can. I just never do, so I didn't add it. But if you see that, you're like, wait, I didn't even know that was supposed to be on there. That's why, because I don't think I included it. Okay. Lots of onions this week.
What are you putting all of the onions and stuff in?
So I stored this in like a small little container, and I'm just going to sit it right on top of my turkey in the refrigerator, so I know it goes with it later on. And you can also store your seasoning in the refrigerator too. So that way you just grab everything out at once and it's all ready.
So is it basically just the seasoning, the turkey, and the onion?
Yeah. And it says when you're cooking it on the stove, it says obviously to add the ground turkey, but it wanted you to add garlic and tomato sauce and apple cider vinegar, brown sugar and tomato sauce. Oh, sorry, I said that. Oregano. You can add all that stuff or you can not. I think these seasonings are perfectly fine the way it is, but if you wanted to add some extra, especially the garlic, probably be a good idea. Add it in there, but if you want to leave it out, you can. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And then last but not least is a cilantro lime rice, which I would say, cook that the night of. And you could follow the directions to a T that I included in the menu, or you can just cook a thing of rice. You could use cilantro. You could use cauliflower rice if you wanted, and just cook it how you usually do it normally, and then just add a juice of a whole lime, and you can even zest a little bit of the lime in there as well, and add salt and cilantro, freshly chopped cilantro.
All right.
But this particular recipe calls for like 2 bay leaves and some lemon juice as well. But I usually just kind of do the lime and the cilantro by itself. But either way, it turns out delicious either way. All right. Let's see. Any questions? I know that's like so much at once. But do you have any questions for me?
I'm a little behind on that last recipe. I've got the cilantro,
Okay.
and that's going to go with what?
Oh, you're making the which
The
one?
the green sauce.
Oh, you're making the green sauce. Okay.
Oh, not the sauce. The rice.
Oh, the rice, the cilantro lime rice.
Yes. Okay, I forgot the
Oh,
lime.
yeah. Yeah. So, do you want to make that today, or do you want to make that tomorrow?
No, I'll do that another time.
Okay. Yeah. So I would, you don't need to get anything out for that right now. I was just kind of going through and telling you what goes in it. But yeah, you don't need to get that out. Just if you wanted to prep the cilantro or whatever, you could, or if you wanted to use the lime juice, you could do that, but not necessarily. It takes just a couple seconds to do it at the time. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other questions for me or?
No. Is that it?
Yeah, you got kind of 4, you got a couple breakfast prepped, and you got 4 dinners organized and hopefully you got most of it done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I went too fast.
No, it's okay. I had most of it prepped, so it just went.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's good. I know what to expect next time.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, I'm so glad you joined, and if you have any other questions, just let me know. But those turkey tacos are awesome, and if you want to put them in, eat it bowl style or in a tortilla or something, they're great. But I love it in just or add some extra greens in there. But I hope you enjoy.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. This was fun.
All right. Well, I'll see you this week.
Yeah, are we doing phone call on Tuesday?
Yeah, no, or you can come
12:30
in person if you can.
Okay, well, I don't know for sure whether I'm going to go to Blue Ridge or not.
Okay.
So
phone call in person, you can just let me know Tuesday.
Okay, I'll let you know. Okay, thanks so much, Kimmy.
All right, bye.